Oh, hi, Reen. How goes the studying? I suppose it's probably fine, but these are going to be my first midterms ever, so I'm more than a little nervous. Ah, first years, how innocent. It doesn't help the military academies have a lot of subjects other schools don't, but you'll get used to it. That's true. Combat studies and military science to name two. Oh, and you're going to want to make sure that you're ready for the political economics exam too. Why is that? Well, it's Mustache Man's subject. That's not a very nice thing to call Principal Heinrich, Angie. Actually, I think that's the nicest way she could have referred to him. All of the events are on the test. Dang it. You fell asleep? I'm trying to study for my well-being, and you fell asleep? Must be nice. He does seem like the type to write a ridiculously hard exam. Oh, I know. How about I give you a hand studying for it, if you're free at least? Are you sure? Of course. You're always helping me out, right? Political economics is TOA's strongest subject. You wouldn't want to pass this up. It's amusing that Emma's not studying and is instead tutoring the worst student and is still gonna get a better score than Maki is. She doesn't need to study. Emma's a genius. Machias wishes he was Emma. I kinda do want to study with Toa. I think I am gonna study with them. Yeah, let's study with Toa. Well, if you're offering, I'd really appreciate it. I sure am. Let's get started then. Thus, Reen and Toa's study session began. Most of the stuff I was unsure about makes a lot more sense now. That's good to hear. We should probably go over some current affairs too. For an exam? Yeah, the vice principal has a habit of putting questions based on recent news into his exams. This year, and maybe we should go over some recently enacted laws. Yeah, that sounds like the kind of thing he'd put in there. Just so most people could be caught off guard, get it wrong, and get lectured at for being indifferent about society. What a great way to teach. I'm not going to quiz you on what I've taught you. I'm going to quiz you on random other crap that you don't have time to pay attention to because you're too busy studying what I taught you. I'd rather avoid that. Recent laws. The Financial Transactions Act from last year is one of the best known, I suppose. It requires you to inform prospective buyers of the risks when selling them stocks or securities. A number of people have suffered massive losses buying shares lately, so it was passed to keep people informed. Huh. So that's the history behind the Financial Transaction Act. And then there's the Imperial Transportation Act, which determines the rules of the road for drivers. That was last year too. There are more and more people buying cars lately, nobles and commoners, but car accidents were getting out of hand. I don't think any amount of rules is going to make car accidents not be out of hand. People don't care about laws. And that was especially true in Heimdall, which is why that law was enacted there first. This just helps with accountability. I'll have to try and remember that. And then there's the Provisional Taxation Act, which impacted just about every province you could think of. In other words, a fancy name for the much reviled tax increases. They're being enacted in the provinces, almost doubling land and business taxes. You've probably at least heard about it. I have, yeah. It seemed like a pretty major topic back in Celtic. If he's going to set a question about a recent law, it's probably going to be about one of these three. Hopefully that'll be some help at least. Even if none of them come up, you've really helped me out. I'm feeling a lot more confident now. Thank you both for all of your help. I didn't do anything at all. I'm just hanging out. If there's anything else you want to know, let me know. I'd be happy to help. Thanks, I will. My bond with Toa has strengthened. Okay. I'm curious to see how the tests will treat you. Just make use of everything you've learned and you should be fine. Good luck on your midterms. I'll be wishing you the best. Remember, look over your notes early and often. You don't want to get flustered on the exam and forget everything and fail. Thanks for putting that in my mind. I still don't know what it is Crow would be teaching us, but I don't know that I really care about increasing my relationship with Crow right now. At least not yet. Who am I likely to use? Elisa and Lara, probably. Emma and Fee for sure. Honestly, let's just do Elisa and Lara, and then probably Emma and Fee. Take me to the gymnasium. I'm just gonna pick characters I care about. Wait, this is art? Never mind. Eh. Ah, decisions are so hard. Let's do Emma and Fee first, and then I'll decide. I have changed my mind. Okay. Are the two of you going over Erebonian history? I can't memorize things like this, because it's all pointless. Yes, I will join you. Sounds like a good idea to me. The exam's going to be focused on the War of the Lions, right? That's right. Shall we start from the beginning then? Ugh, my throat hurts. After that, Dreikels gathered soldiers in the Nord Highlands. And in the year 952 of the Septian calendar, he liberated the capital, bringing the war to an end. Excellent. Well done, Fee. I guess it stuck. Incidentally, the war came to an end in July of that year, which is next month, so that's easy to remember. They say it was raining in Heimdall that day. But legend has it that the moment Emperor Dreikels stepped into the city, the rain stopped. That's neat. Yeah, that seems like a story that'll stick in my memory. You're a pretty good teacher, aren't you? Well, I'm always using tricks like these to help me remember things. If you're having fun while you study, it makes it that much easier for the material to stick in your memory. Interesting, so that's your method. Well, if you can do it, we can do it too. Shall we finish this stuff off then? Please. Reen stayed with Emma and Fee for a while longer, making sure they knew their Erebonian history back to front. My bond with Emma has strengthened. My bond with Fee has strengthened. Hey, level 2. All right. So we have art with Elisa and Lara. We have Who the Heck Knows with Crow. We have Orbal Science with Machias and Elliot, and then Military Science, I think, with Eustace and Gaius. Decisions. Pretty sure we're going to be using Gaius in the next field study, so it might be useful to get a relationship up with him. But also, let's just do Orbal Science. as much as I dislike both of these people. Oh, so this is where you are. Wow. Yeah, we've already had this conversation. Yes, I will study with you. Sure, I'll join you guys for a while. Herbal science isn't quite my forte anyway. In that case, let's get started with the basics. Sounds good to me? So, orbital energy is generated by septium, right? And it differs from other types of energy in that it replenishes itself over time. It's hard to imagine what life would be like without it. Orbital energy is in everything: lighting, railways, telephones, battle orbments. That segues nicely into our next topic. Let's talk battle orbments. Their first key feature is their portability. The second is their ability to synchronize with their user, allowing them to easily use orbital arts. Magic for the everyman. Feature 3 is their flexibility. A battle orbment's capabilities can change dramatically based on the quartz within. That summary wouldn't have been more perfect. If we read it out of the textbook, that's our Machias. I can't believe you could rattle off all that without even stopping to think. Elliot, we work with quartz every day. You should know this. But if you already have the basics down, are you just trying to help me instead of focusing on what you really need to study? No. It's not like that. Reciting the information I've learned like this helps it stick in my memory. It might look flashy, but this is really productive studying for me too. Well, everyone needs a method. As I said earlier, it's not possible to be too prepared. And while we still have a lot of ground to cover in our orbital science review, I would appreciate it if you would help me study for a few others when we're done. Of course, I'd be happy to. Really? Well, thanks. Machias finally trying to make friends. Who knew? Reen, Machias, and Elliot continued their orbital science studies, feeling much more confident about the exam every minute. My bond with Elliot strengthened. My bond with Machias has strengthened. Oh, it's already time to head home. I didn't even realize because of the rain. I guess I should get ready to head back to the dorms.
Excuse me?
Who the heck are you?
I do apologize for stopping you on a rainy day like this. Do you know if this is the building in which I might find the principal's office?
Oh, yeah, you're in the right place. His office is in the East Wing, first floor. The receptionist might have gone home already, but I can show you the way if you'd like.
Thank you for your kindness. But I couldn't possibly trouble you more than I have already. I'll be able to find the way, I'm sure. Well then, if you'll excuse me, Master Reen.
How do you know my name? Did I tell you my name and I don't remember? Suddenly voice acting. The voice acting in this game is so random.
Wait a minute. How does she know who I am?
Reen?
Oh. Okay.
Hey there, Elisa. Heading back to the dorm?
Rip Elisa.
Yep. And the others are staying a little longer to cram a little more. But I figured I'm not gonna learn much more today, so I might as well call it a night and start prepping for tomorrow.
Right. Well, you're going my way, so what do you say we head back together?
Sure, okay. Hey, it's not often the two of us get to walk back to the dorms together, is it?
Well, at least I got something good out of this downpour.
Is there even a filter between your brain and your mouth?
No, there's not.
Nah, no need for that between friends. But you're in good company. My sister's asked me that before, too.
She must be a saint to have put up with you all these years. Anyway, how do you feel? All prepped and ready for our exams?
Not sure. I gave it the best I've got. Still, I've got that nagging feeling I could have hit the books a little harder.
I wish I was as smart as you. Back when we took the entrance exam, only Emma and Machias scored higher than you, right?
Eustace came in a little higher than me, too. Back home, I usually came in near the top in exams. I guess that goes to show that Erebonia has no shortage of smart people.
No doubt about that. Bookworms pour in here from all corners of the Empire. You said you're from Ruhr, right? Coming out on top in a city that size is still pretty impressive.
I suppose, though that was just at the Sunday school level. Aren't you curious about, my family and stuff?
Oh, I'm sure we're about to find out.
You mean the mysterious Alisa R., agent of national intrigue? Well, yeah, of course I am. But you probably have good reasons for keeping it under wraps, so I don't want to pry.
It's not that major or anything.
This dialogue must be incredibly important for the story.
Especially compared to what you and Fee have told us about yourselves.
It is definitely a very mundane conversation to be voiced.
I've never really thought my family circumstances were a big deal, though Fee's past sure came as a surprise. I wonder now, when I look at her, what her life in a Jaeger Corps must have been like.
It seems like Instructor Sarah knows more about her past than we do. Back at the entrance ceremony, I got the impression they'd met before.
Same. Oh, speaking of weird meetings, I ran into someone kind of strange earlier.
Oh?
Yeah, I was talking to her just before you called to me.
Reen told Alisa about the woman in the maid uniform.
A maid who knew your name? This isn't the part where it turns out she knows you because you've tried to hit on her in town before, is it?
Wow. Wow. Okay.
As if an upstanding guy like me could pull off the Casanova act. She seemed a couple years older than us, maybe 20 or so.
A maid in her early 20s.
Something wrong?
No, just thinking. There's no way it could really have been her.
Yes, because there's only one maid out there who is in her early 20s.
Mother keeps her far too busy to find the time to come here. Anyway, maybe the upper class dorm has a new hire starting out or something? Though that wouldn't explain how she knew your name. Maybe you're just more popular than you let on.
If only.
The next day. Hold on. We're dropping frames. I'm going to reset real quick. Okay, hopefully that should fix the dropping frames issue. Hopefully. The first of 4 grueling days of midterm exams began. Oh, great. Oh, Erebonian history question. The Middle Ages War of the Lions was brought to an end by Emperor Dracul's. When did the war end? 952. Definitely July. This should be the right answer. Thank you, Emma. I remembered this because my birthday is in July. Mr. A wants to draw a rough colored watercolor image, which of the following styles would be the most appropriate? They said the word Dessen earlier, and I didn't know what it was, so I'm gonna say Dessen. Because a sketch is not colored. I'm gonna say Dessen. I was wrong. Not too sure about this one. I'm gonna need to look up what that answer is. What? Excuse me? What the heck am I looking at? Military science question. Figure 1 depicts a military formation. What type of unit is currently advancing? I'm going to assume that the one with the E is the engineer. I highly doubt it's command. The X's might be armored. It might be the infantry. It was sketch. That's not what a sketch is, though. Whatever. The E is definitely engineer. They look like tanks, though. Like, the thing with the circle looks like it should be a tank, not an infantry. I'm gonna say armored. I don't even care anymore. I'm so good. It was a tank. This should be the right answer. Not a perfect score. What's the point? I'm still gonna try to answer. But this is definitely not a perfect run, so. Orbital science question. The following statements about orbments all purport to be true. Which one is not? Which one is not true? Abilities change based on quartz. They synchronize with their user. They allow arts usage with quartz. Orbital energy recovers over time. Oh. I don't... About orbments. Our Arcus synchronizes with us. Battle orbments do. Abilities change based on quartz. I feel like this is a trick question. I don't know. I feel like all of these are true. Low arts usage with quartz. They synchronize with their user. Abilities change based on quartz. It might be the top one because it's worded really weirdly. I'm gonna say the top one because it's worded weird. I was wrong. I don't know what the answer is to that either. Whatever. Reread 3? Too late for that. Political economics question. Of the following laws enacted last year, which one came into force first in Heimdall? It's the driving one. This one. This should be the right answer.